Hello guys, and welcome to this new video tutorial of Marketplace Multi-Vendor Module for Magento 2. And in today's video tutorial, we'll be going ahead and we'll be checking the module configuration settings in the admin backend panel. So in the coming videos, we'll also be going through the various workflows of the extension. But before that, in today's video tutorial, let's go ahead and let's check the admin configuration settings for this module. So for that, I'll be going ahead and I'll be logging in to the admin backend panel for the same. After login, just navigate to Stores, Configuration, and here on the left under the web pull block, you can see the Marketplace menu option is visible. Now here we have many settings for the configuring this extension. So let's go through each of these settings one by one. So the very first one that we have is the general settings for the extension. Now under the general settings, the very first option that we have is the admin email ID. And here the admin needs to enter their email address that would be used for communication purposes. After that, we have the global commission rate. So here the admin needs to enter the global commission that would be applicable to all the sellers of the marketplace. So for example, if a seller S1 has a product P1 that's for $100 US, and the admin has said the global commission rate is 20, that's an integer value, then when the seller S1's product P1 gets purchased in the marketplace, the seller would be provided with the $80 and the admin would be getting the $20 as the commission for that for the sale of that product. After that, we have the allow sellers to manage orders. Now here, if you have selected as yes, then the sellers would be able to manage their orders under their own account panel. Otherwise, if you selected it as no, then the sellers won't be able to manage their orders under their account panel. They won't be having the options to do so. But if you have selected as yes, then they can and they'll have those options as well. After that, we have the option move product tags to the seller account. Now here, if you have selected this option as no, then the product tags would be moved into the admin's account. Else, if you have selected this option as yes, then the product tags would be moved into the seller's account. After that, we have the seller approval required. Now if you have selected it as yes, it actually works just the same as the product approval. So if you have selected this option as yes, then when it's when a customer applies as a seller, at that time the admin needs to approve the customer so as to become a seller. So you can select this option as yes or no as per your requirement. If you have selected it as yes, then the approval of the seller is required. Else, there is no approval required. If the seller applies for a seller, then he directly becomes a seller. After that, we have the set captcha enable. You can set this as yes or no as per your requirement. Now, if you have selected the captcha enabled as yes, then if any user contacts the seller, then on the contact form the additional question appears for the security purposes, and if the option is set to no, then the customer can contact the sellers without any additional security question. So this was about the general settings that we have under the marketplace menu option. After that, we have the seller dashboard layout settings. Now here the admin can allow the sellers to have a separate dashboard which doesn't have the account options of a customer. So if you have selected this option as yes, then as a vendor is also a customer, the vendors will be able to have a separate dashboard that would not have the account section for the customer but only the vendor dashboard. So after that, we have the seller dashboard logo image. The admin can choose an image by clicking the choose file option, and can upload a logo for the seller's separate dashboard that would be visible on the left hand side of their dashboard. So the admin can also delete the image from here. So this was about the seller dashboard layout setting, whether to allow the seller to have a separate dashboard or not, and to add a dashboard logo image. After that, we had the seller product settings. It's about the settings regarding the products of the sellers. Now under the seller product settings, the first option that we have is the attribute set ID. Now it is the default ID for your global catalog. The admin can select multiple attribute sets from the multi-select list. Now you can select any of the attribute sets that you want to allow the seller to use. So you can select multiple as per your requirement, or you can select a single attribute set for the products of your sellers. So you can provide any of the attribute sets to your sellers so that they can use them up. After that, we have the option product approval required. Now using this option, the admin can restrict automated approvals of the products. So if you have selected this option as yes, then when a seller adds a product, the admin needs to approve that product first, and only after that the product would be enabled. Else, if you have selected this as no, then there is no product approval that is required for the product. After that, we have the product update approval required. Now here, the admin can restrict automatic approval when a seller tries to update any parameter of the product. For example, if the seller edits a product, every time the product would be moderated by the admin. So the admin can select yes or no as per his requirement. After that, we have allow category tree view like admin product category tree. Now if this option is selected as yes, then the seller on his add or edit product page will find the category tree view for selecting the categories for the products. So it's basically similar to what the admin has in the backend when the admin creates products. So the similar category view would be provided to the sellers as well if this option is selected as yes. After that, we have allowed categories for seller to add product. Now here you can select any of the categories that you want the seller to add his products into. So what you need to do is you just need to enter the category IDs by separated by commas. So whichever categories that you have entered here would be provided to the seller, and the seller would be able to add the products to those categories only. After that, we have the product type for seller. Now here you can select the type of the product that the seller would be able to add up. So you can select a single product type, or you can select all of the product types so as to provide the seller with all the product types for adding into the market. For the allow seller to add products with SKU type, here you have two options, static and dynamic product types. In the static type SKU, the seller set SKU would be used, and in the dynamic type of SKU, automatically created SKU would be added. So you just need to add a product SKU prefix that would be added to the product as SKU. So after that, we have the option to allow sellers to add related products. You can select this option as yes or no as per your requirement. If you have selected yes, then the sellers would be able to add the related products from their account panel. Similarly, you can select the allow seller to add cross-sell products. If you have selected as yes, then the sellers would be able to add the cross-sell products. Else they won't be able to select the cross-sell products if selected as no. For the allow seller to add limit on product purchase for customer, you can select yes or no. If you have selected yes, then there would be a add limit on product purchase for the customer. So you can set the product quantity, allowed product quantity on product purchase for the customer. So if you have entered it as 10, or if you set it as 5, then the customer would be allowed to add maximum of 5 quantity of the products into the cart. So if you select it as no, then the seller would be able to add as many as products into the cart. So this was about the seller product settings, and after that we have the seller order settings. So here the admin can select the order approval as required or not. If selected as yes, then the order needs to be approved first by the admin, and after that the process can be continued. If selected as no, then no order approval is required at the admin's end. The inventory settings, here the admin can set the or can enable the low notifications. If selected as yes, then low stock notification emails would be sent to the sellers, and the admin can set the low stock quantity. So you can enter the amount for the quantity for the low stock, and the low stock notification mails to the sellers would be sent when the product quantity would be equal or less than this entered quantity. So that was for the inventory settings. After that, we have the seller profile page settings. Here we have a number of options being displayed. Now the very first option for the seller profile page settings is the display seller profile. Now if the admin sets this option as yes, then the seller information would be visible under the marketplace dashboard menu on the product and the landing page. If this option is set to no, then the seller info would be hidden from the marketplace dashboard, product and the marketplace landing page. After that, we have the enable color picker. If this option is set to yes, then the seller can change their profile page background color as per their need. Seller policies enabled at front end. If this option is selected as yes, then the seller shipping, return, shipping policies and privacy policies would be visible at the front end. If this option is set to no, then the shipping and the other policies would not be visible at the front end. After that, we have the rewrite seller's shop URL. Now if this option is set to yes, then the sellers can change the URL to any name that they want, and then the new name would appear. The seller can change the URL of their profile page, review page, collection page and location page. After that, we have the allow to automatic create seller public URL on seller registration. Now if the admin selects it as yes for this field, then when a new customer creates a new account, it automatically creates a seller public URL at the time of registration. Else, if you have selected this option as no, then the seller will have to manually add his rewrite URLs. So this was about the seller profile page settings. Then we have the marketplace seller review settings. Now here, if you have selected this option as yes, then the customer can make a review only after the purchase, and if you have selected this option as no, then the customer can make a review before the product purchase as well. After that, we have the landing page settings. From here, the admin can enable or disable the seller registration from customer registration page. Also, the admin can choose from three. So if you've selected this as yes, then you can select the marketplace landing page layout that you want to set up, and you can set the marketplace landing page head title. You can select to display the banner. You can upload the banner image. You can enter the banner content. You can set the marketplace landing page labels. You can set the marketplace landing page label 2, label 3. Similarly, you can set all the labels there. You can select to display the icons or not, the feature icons. You can select the feature icons as well as per your requirement. You can set the feature 1 icon, feature 2 icon, their labels, similar to the feature 3 icons, feature 4 icons, and you can also set some text about the marketplace as well. And you can set the marketplace seller list page top label as well. You can set the marketplace seller list page bottom label as well. So that was about the landing page settings for the marketplace. After that, we have the marketplace product page fields hints. Now if you want to enable the product hints, you can select it as no, as yes, and if you don't want to have the or enable the product hints, you can select it as no. If you select it as yes, okay. After that, we have the option, do you want to become a seller or a vendor? So these are the profile hints that you want to set. So for each of these options, you'll set the profile hints. For example, for the shop URL, you'll set the profile hint or the text that is to be displayed there. Similarly, you can do it for the Facebook ID, contact number, and the other options that we have here. So that was about the marketplace profile page field hints. So you can set the hints for all the fields that are available under this option. Now, under the marketplace transactional emails, the admin can select the created custom templates that would be added to the drop down, and the admin can use the drop down for the selected for the events that are happening within the marketplace. For example, the seller approved template is there. When the seller is approved, the selected approved template is selected. At the time of seller approval, the selected template would be used to send the approval mail to the seller. Similarly, seller request template is there. When a seller requests requests the admin for the sellership, at that time the admin would be receiving an email. So that becomes seller notification mail would be sent to the admin. And similarly, there are other marketplace transactional emails like the seller unscribed template is there, seller deny by admin template is there. So for a lot of events that are happening within the marketplace, for them there are certain transaction emails that need to be selected. And lastly, you can click the save configuration button to save the configuration for the marketplace. So thanks for watching this video. Hope it helped you out to get to know the module configuration settings within the marketplace multi-vendor module for Magento 2. If you have any queries or questions relating to this extension, you can always get back to us at support@webcool.com, or you may also raise a ticket at webcool.uvdesk.com. So in the next coming videos, we'll be going through the working of this extension, and we'll be adding up more videos. So stay connected, and thanks for watching the video, and have a great day ahead.